having a trip down memory lane. Now, I'm not religious, but where I am, a lot of people would say this is God's country. Yes, I'm down Taswell, and a lot of people always used to say back in the day, this is God's country, Taswell. Always quiet, lovely people down here. And this is where the late Teddy Evans was brought up. He was born and bred right here in Taswell. And as I'm down here at this moment in time, I thought I would take a trip down memory lane with you guys. Now, I remember back in the day, you literally could leave your doors open. You could leave your bike in the middle of the road, nobody would pinch it. You could leave your car open and nobody would go in there. And especially down here, my father always used to say that. And the neighbours used to go into each other's houses, borrow some sugar and, you know, just waltz in, just the way it was back then. And right over by here, my nan lived there, but that wasn't her first residence. His first residence was a little bit further over. I was going to go over there as well, and that's where my father was brought up, in that house. And he was brought up there. His father and my nan lived there, and obviously his father passed way before I was born. My father was 19 years old when he lost his father, and I was born 9 years later. And then as my nan got older, then she went into the flats by there, and I've just showed you. And right by here is the school that I used to go to. I went there for a few years myself, and I always remember that my nan coming here to pick me up the one day, and my father didn't turn up, and not initially to pick me up, and I didn't know why. And when he did turn up, he came with this, whoever remembers ET, and you used to get the ET teddies, and I had this one that you pull the string and it go, ET phone home. And he gave me that, and I cherished that, and I loved it. But the reason he was late that day, and it's a little bit of a funny story, he was in Tesco's up the road, and he was coming out of there, and this guy pulled up in front of him. They kind of collided. My father lost his temper. He got out of the car. Because the guy was getting a bit chopsy, he grabbed the guy onto the bonnet, and he went to hit him. Because my father always told me he went to hit him, then he realised he could feel something hard, to find out he was a vicar, man of the cloth. So he felt guilty, so he obviously didn't hit him. He apologised to him, even though that vicar was in the wrong. And then he proceeded to come and pick me up, which was later then where he gave me that ET toy. And I've always remembered that, and that was get emotional when I remember good times like this. And that was right by here where I'm stood right now. And I'm just walking somewhere else now to show you guys. And so all the Evans family was down here, but as it stands, I'm the last one of my bloodline. I'm the last male. I'm the last one actively still here. So the name will predominantly go with me. Have a look at this magnificent view. But I'm going to show you something right now, and some of you might have already seen this before, and some of you might not have. Some of you might know the story and the history behind it, and if I say it wrong, then you can always correct me, because I've only got the information that my father gave me at the time. But I used to spend hours and hours down here in the park behind me over there playing. The girls used to spend hours down here as well, because I used to bring them down here. My father used to bring them down here, and as you can see, it's peaceful. It's very, very quiet, and it always has been like this. And there's a gentleman that I follow on here, which was the Welsh guy, or which is the Welsh guy in America, which is now living back home in his hometown, which is Taswell. So if I tell you the story next and it's not factually correct, it's slightly different. If he wants to jump on and correct me, he can do. But Taswell holds a lot of history. So I'm right by the Taswell's thermal spring, which is by here. Now this holds some history within itself. Inside there is the spring as it used to be. Can't go in here right now, but down there what you can see is the spring. And my father used to tell me he used to go in there with him and his friends, and they used to jump into the spring, and apparently there was plugs, and if you put the plugs in, the water would rise. If you pull the plugs out, the water would drop and it would go into the river behind. And right on top of here, my father always told me that many years ago, him and his friends were on top of there, and a sad tragedy happened. They were jumping in, and one friend jumped in, hit the bottom, hit the rock, and he sadly passed away. But the rumour is about this, that it had healing properties, and they used to say that people used to come from all over the world and they would go in that pool and they would feel that they were getting healed. Now, whether that was true, whether that's a myth, whether that's actually factual or correct, I'm going to go into the information that the late Teddy Evans told me, but that is right here in the Taft Well Thermal Spring. And you should be here. The temperature of the water in this well is just over 21 Celsius, twice as warm as a normal natural spring. You just go down here as well. According to the local legend, the ghost of the Grey Lady once haunted the well. The lady dressed in grey is said to have beckoned a man collecting the water from the well. As he approached, she shaken the man to hold me tight by both hands. The man obliged, but his grip loosened, as in there you are. Now, I never knew that part, so that's something new that I've learned today. I just wanted to share this with you guys. It was just, you know, I was down here and it was dog, hello. Just got a new friend for you. So I made a new friend there. I just had a lovely chat with the lady. But yeah, I was down here and I get drawn to things sometimes, and I have to go and do a video straight away, and I had to do this video. But yeah, I've got some fond memories of Taswell. It's a lovely, lovely village. It always has been quiet, always has had loads of lovely people within it. And there's Steve's story of the day.